Malta, a small but strategically extremely important archipelago. Malta played a crucial role in a series of battles for supremacy in the Mediterranean, and its turbulent history dates back to the dawn of human history. In addition to the main island of Malta, Malta also includes the two islands of Gozo and Comino, as well as some small uninhabited islands. The islands were influenced by Carthaginians, Romans, Muslims, Normans, Knights of St. John, French and British, but still managed to preserve their own culture and are nowadays an independent country. Therefore, today we will take a look at Malta's extraordinary history and answer the question how Malta could become an independent country. The settlement of Malta began as early as the Neolithic Age, as evidenced by the remains of mysterious temples. In ancient times, the islands were always highly contested, as all the rising powers of the Mediterranean wanted to incorporate the islands into their empire due to their strategic location. Thus, from the 6th century BC, the Carthaginians began to occupy the islands and spread their culture there. However, due to the Punic Wars, they were expelled by the Romans. Under the Romans, Malta flourished, and under Roman rule, Malta also received extensive autonomy. This period of prosperity ended only with the fall of the Roman Empire. When the Roman Empire was divided, it was assigned to the Eastern Byzantine Empire, which meant that Malta was now ruled from faraway Constantinople. This meant that it could not be very well protected and was repeatedly invaded by foreign powers such as the Vandals and Ostrogoths. Nevertheless, it remained officially Byzantine until the year 870. In that year, the country fell to the Arabs, who, on their course of expansion, pushed further and further into Europe. The latter Islamized Malta and also introduced Arabic as an official language. But the Arabs could not hold Malta as long as, for example, southern Spain or the North African territories. From 1091, the Normans from the far north took over the island and occupied it as they had done England before. These and the following rulers from Spain gave the Maltese archipelago again a very strong Christian influence. You can see here that Malta has always been influenced by many cultures. The story becomes really exciting from 1530, when Malta was bequeathed to the Knights and Crusaders of the Order of St. John. They built especially the main islands to a military fortress, and under the Grand Master Jean de Valette the island could defy numerous Ottoman sieges. He also founded the present capital Valletta. The Knights of St. John finally moved their headquarters to Malta, so that for the first time the archipelago was not just a distant outpost of a great empire. From this time on, the order also gave itself the name Maltese Order, which is used today. Thanks to their financial resources, Malta became not only a military bulwark, but also a cultural meeting place for Europe's elite. Numerous magnificent buildings still bear witness to this time. It was not until 1798 that Napoleon ended the rule of the Knights of St. John when he occupied Malta on his way to Egypt. The French presence was short-lived, however, as the British blockaded the island after Maltese rebels requested help. After the end of the wars against Napoleon, Malta was officially granted to the British as a crown colony. The islands were of great importance to the British, especially during the Second World War, as supplies to the German Afrika Korps could be disrupted from there. For this very reason, Malta was bombed by numerous air raids and later besieged. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Malta fought so bravely that they were awarded the George Cross by the British government, which can still be seen on the flag of the state today. As a further reward, Malta was then granted full independence by the British in 1964. The country subsequently developed into a parliamentary democracy, joined the European Union in 2004, and finally introduced the euro as its currency in 2008. The country's official language, in addition to Maltese, is English as a remnant of its long affiliation with the United Kingdom. It is the smallest member state of the EU, but has a very stable economy due to fishing, agriculture, and tourism. The archipelago is particularly popular throughout Europe as a stopover for cruise ship tourists and as a popular location for English courses. There are only a few countries with such an extraordinary interplay of different cultural influences. Have you ever been to Malta, or would you like to travel there? Feel free to write it in the comments.